One of the things I really like about the Carnegie case study, and I thought I would add this video in to tell you a bit more about it, is that the wisdom that is already there in the Carnegie is exceptional. They are a really on it social research organisation that, of course, they're historically strong, and Sarah Davidson used to be head of people at the government, and she's now the chief exec there, and Jen Wallace is there, and they've always been good. But it was absolutely grounding to hear that during this pandemic experience, as they were coming out of it, they spoke with the staff about, so how do you want your hybrid working? How's that going to happen? And of course the humans were quite variable. Oh, I wouldn't want to be on Wednesdays, and actually I've got dogs and I need that, and oh, I haven't got a standing desk at home, and there was quite a lot of variance in what people need in order to work well when it comes to hybrid working patterns. And to some extent, from a survey perspective, these experiences are a bit like herding cats. How do I get my humans into the same space? And what does that mean? But actually, Sarah said to us after one part of the work we were doing, said, but Duncan, one of the things that was really interesting, was that amongst all the surveying that they did of staff and engagement and support and supervisions and conversations, they also asked people, well, what do you want a day in the office to look like? And actually, everyone said roughly the same thing. I want to arrive, I want to have coffee, I want to have a meeting, then I'll come out of my meeting and I've got some space, and I'll go and have a cup of tea, and then I see some colleagues, I have a look around the building and pick up what the latest thing is that we're working on, and then have lunch and maybe go out with colleagues, and then afternoon and take part here and have some informal time. And that took me back to Chris Grillis and also to Edgar Schein's work around green room. And both of those really heavyweight thinkers of Harvard and MIT really show us in the green room theory about how you build up informal knowledge all the time in your working capacity as you network, as you do your thing. And some of that is just animal knowledge, it's just behaviour stuff, as you notice what's going on with the chief exec that day, and you think, oh gosh, maybe something's going on with them. And you keep that thought to yourself, and then the humdrum of the next thing, and then you see they're different, and you think, maybe they were having a hard time that month. Wonder what that's about. And yes, we're all very good at doing personal analysis. But you see, I'm a systemic person. The reality is that just that little bit of data, plus a little bit more, and a little bit more, and then a report, you might think, things are under strain because of the economy. There's actually a context to my chief exec's world. The cost of living, well, that's not going to be the chief exec's problem, but maybe they're strained because of giving up. We don't know. And the answer is you don't know what's going on for every human. But you are compassionate. You are a human species. You are part of humankind. Rutter Bregman's fantastic book, Humankind, teaches us absolutely we are a compassionate humankind species. And that's what we're trying to harness in organisations. That's what makes it work. And, this is what we get in amongst at places work. This is what I do as Duncan Wallace Associates. It's in amongst it in my coaching, in the world that I work in. And actually, that's your world. It's your humans, it's your world. What are you going to take from this to make this work? That's my challenge to you. Have a real think about what this means. Well, of course, contact Sarah or Jen Wallace or whoever you know at the Carnegie and talk more, find out how it's going. Look at the other case studies, find out how they're going. work with your peers about how that culture's going, but bring it back to us, because this is the work we're engaged in, and it's massive. It's really granular at times. It's a real privilege to work on, but it's massive. So in the talks I'm now doing, and I'm welcome to invite me to come and do a talk with your professional grouping or your management team about the journey to hybrid, the journey of hybrid culture, the way that we are now working in the hybrid format, what that means, how that works. And so this accredited course that we've put together in this newsletter about hybrid working patterns, managing staff and managing delegation, working on crucial conversations. This is absolutely vital. Crucial, vital. But, it's so important that we get this right. And what is right? Well, we need to take risks, we need to learn, we need to reflect, and we need to carry on. But there is some serious stuff in that course about burnout, about avoiding burnout, about the latest research about burnout and hybrid working. You need to lean into this stuff. You need to get your managers doing it. You need to get your senior managers doing it. You need to get your board perhaps looking at it. This is not mucking around. This is time to get it right. Slowly and surely over this year, get it right. Join this community that I'm supporting through these organisations. Be with this and go with it. Be in touch.